shaky, 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 boom, 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 shaky, 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 boom.
What's up, divine babies?
Welcome back to the Spiritually Sexy Podcast, episode 8 with your girl,
Pearl
and Amber,
where we invite open dialogue about infinite intimacies, connecting with oneself and others, the seen and the unseen. But you already know, right? Before we get into it, we got to. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining us here at the Spiritually Sexy Podcast, episode 8. Like my girl Amber said, I hope you guys have been catching up on all the downloads.
Right.
We've been having some real spicy podcasts. We've been having some real open dialogue on our downloads. Our weekly downloads go down every Friday at 12 p.m. Every Friday, it goes live at 12 p.m. So I hope you guys have been catching up on it because there's some good topics, and you guys are missing it if you're not watching the podcast. If you're not tuned in, you're missing it. So Amber and I, we recently had a YouTube live. So announcements. We want to shout out the people that came onto the live, our subscribers, our followers, our viewers. We love you guys. You guys are loyal. You guys are dedicated. You guys show up and show out. We have gratitude here at the Spiritually Sexy Podcast. If you guys only knew, if you divine babies only knew how much it means to us when you guys show up. You know, you could be doing anything. So many things that you could be doing, but you take time out to come and engage with us, and you know, it just really does mean a lot to Amber and I. You know, so we wanted to give a special shout out though to Ace. He was actually on episode 7. Was he on episode 7? Yeah, episode 7 or episode 6. Which one? He was on one of those episodes.
Yeah.
He was on
one of those episodes.
He's on one of those
He was
episodes.
the only guy, so it's not hard to miss.
Right. The only
brave guy.
The only mature man to get on the Spiritually Sexy Podcast and have open dialogue with us. Like, he broke the ice. He was here for it. He was amazing. I mean, the whole session was amazing. Very positive, very enlightening.
Right.
And we want to give him a special shout out because he showed up at the YouTube. He's like, hey, I'm going to do my best to make it. I'm busy, but I got you, girls. And we was like, thank you. When he showed up, it was dope. Our girl Sue showed up. She was engaging. We were having open dialogue. You know, our lives be way more chill than anything. Obviously, we want to do Q&A. Like, we want you guys to engage with us, ask questions, and, you know, have open dialogue with us. We even want you guys to invite yourselves onto the live so we can really engage. And we know, Amber and I both know that the Spiritually Sexy Podcast is thriving. Guys.
For real.
Let's talk about it. So, the Facebook algorithm is finally fucking algorithming for us. And we are here for it. And that's not even it. Our Instagram was on fire. Okay? Not even what? 2 weeks ago? A week ago? We're, you know, our content is finally grabbing. We kept the consistency. We kept the flow. We started this movement, this whole open dialogue. We started it, Amber and I, with the intentions of creating a community, and it's happening. So we have gratitude for that. Ashe.
And And shout out to all the new Facebook followers, because not everybody is supportive. Not everybody is supportive, and I'm very grateful for everybody. All walks of life, all different paths. So I'm very grateful.
Same. Very grateful. We appreciate all of our followers, all our subscribers. We want to remind you guys to please go over to our YouTube channel, the Spiritually Sexy Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Remember, you know how important that like button is. So please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the bell so you can get notified every time we post on there. We post on there all the time. We want you guys to be on point, know what's up, engage with our YouTube content. You know, we're doing it for you guys at the end of the day. Amber, you got something to say?
Yeah, just keep
I love Amber.
Keep showing up. I'm just so appreciative. A lot of me I'm just been very giddy today, very up in the clouds, very grateful, very happy. And so you guys have to forgive me if I'm just so excited and so happy.
Things are happening. Things are definitely happening. Starting this journey has really opened up a lot of doors for Amber and I. A lot of doors for the Spiritually Sexy Podcast. We are becoming more and more aligned with what our intentions were, what our movement is about, what our purpose for the Spiritually Podcast and why we started it. Things are really starting to line up for us. And I mean, you know, the crazy thing is, Amber and I were talking about this. We started this journey really for ourselves, for our healing process. Amber and I literally have open dialogue all day long. And this is something we wanted to start from a long time ago. So we're here. The divine said, and we felt led to start this podcast. So we're here, and I feel more aligned and enlightened more than ever in my life. It's so crazy. And I know I always use that word crazy, guys. I don't mean that literally. I mean it, what's the other word? Not literally, the other word. Figuratively. You guys know what I mean. I like to use that word a lot because it's a profound word for me. So it's just crazy to see and feel and to be here. It's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like for the first time in my life, they say, oh, we're not born without a manual. But I feel like if I don't got a manual, I got a blueprint. I got a blueprint. I got a lot of clarity in my life right now. So
yeah. Same. And it's all about no distractions. It's all about not allowing ourselves to become a distraction, because we get in the way of ourselves a lot of times, and holding each other accountable, holding ourselves accountable, showing up. Do you know, I'm a fitness professional, and I truly believe in the hardest part for anybody to start their journey in anything is showing up. That is literally pertains to anything in your life. Showing up for yourself, showing up for whatever it is you feel led, driven, drawn. Show up for yourself. That is one of the hardest things to do. So, we are our worst enemies. We literally get in our way and make excuses and talk ourselves down from things that are meant to catapult us. Yeah. So on today's topic, since we're in this conversation, today's topic it has a lot to do with, I created a title. So the title is Aligned and Irresistible. Okay. Aligned and Irresistible. Exploring the sexy side of spiritual harmony. So I found this title to be powerful. I found this title to have substance, and we're going to get into that now. You feeling that title, Amber?
Let's just dive in.
Okay. So So we have a few keywords here that we want to focus on because again, it's important. So authenticity, right? So I speak a lot about my authenticity. I speak a lot about living and breathing and feeling my authenticity where I'm at today. Like, I speak a lot about it. I'm now living within that. So basically, what I would like to do is just give you guys a brief description of these things, of these aspects and these meanings, because they're, everybody can interpret things their own way. So how Amber and I interpret it and the proper way to interpret it. So authenticity means being true to yourself, honest, actions genuine in how you present yourself to others. So I don't know if I read that correctly. Being true to yourself, honest in your actions, and genuine in how you present yourself to others. That is what authenticity means, okay? Which means having awareness.
Definitely.
Having awareness. Being true to yourself. Like, that shit takes work, bro.
It does. And it takes time spending time with oneself. If you don't, no matter what you believe in, you're going to be forced to be by yourself at some point in time. Even unavoidable. Not many people want to be by themselves, but I think if you use that time of isolation to be set apart, you use it wisely to really get to know yourself, really do the work, really try and figure out your likes and dislikes, trying new things, healing. If you really use that time wisely, you're going to thrive after. You're going to thrive.
I mean, you're definitely going to thrive. You're definitely going to find enlightenment in that. And that's another word that we wanted to give you guys a brief description and meaning to what the word enlightenment means, okay? So enlightenment is about understanding and clarity. It involves seeing things clearly without confusion or misunderstanding, and often refers to deep spiritual insight. So spending time with oneself, man, let me tell you, there are things that are going to catapult. You are not going to want to be by yourself. This is like usually that time that you have, well, you do have a choice, where you make a conscious decision to feel, and you make a conscious decision to be isolated. Because I remember in a podcast in the beginning of some of our earlier podcasts, we were talking about, sitting, being catapulted into isolation, and how sometimes that can be really lonely, and sometimes people are not doing it in a healthy manner. So doing it in a healthy manner means consciously making a decision to do it, and finding enlightenment in it. Okay, so I was literally catapulted. I can speak on myself. I was literally catapulted into this space that I'm in now. But I have so much gratitude in that, because literally everything that transpires around me today, I literally find enlightenment in everything. I mean, there's not a thing that I don't find enlightenment in. Even if it's meant to be destructive to me, even if it's meant to hurt me in some way, form, or fashion, you can't, because I'm working through my healing. I'm processing. I've been spending time. I've been doing the reflecting. I've been doing the reflecting. I'm not numb. I can tell you that much. I'm not numb, and that's why it cannot hurt me. That's not why it can't hurt me. It can't hurt me because I changed my perspective. I choose to look at things from a different perspective, and that's from enlightenment. Yeah.
I feel like, if I can give an analogy, and the analogy I'm gonna use,
give the analogy.
It might tell my age, and it might make a little bit old right now, but I remember going on road trips and having to use MapQuest. Do you know how like struggle using MapQuest was?
I do.
And then, so that time, like, I would say that's how I felt about my isolation, being confused, not knowing where to go, looking at the paper, turning the wrong way. And my enlightenment was like an upgrade, which when like the GPS or the navigation systems came out, now I know where I'm going. Now I know when there's a speed traffic light up ahead, when there's like an accident, when there's this. That's what enlightenment feels like for me. I can see where I'm going now, and I can look out for what's negative.
That is an amazing analogy. And I also feel like that's intuitiveness too. Like your navigation system is your intuition, trusting yourself. And the work though, I just keep going back to the work part to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck on the side of the road.
That part. Okay. And we already know how that feels. Some of us, some others. If you don't, you'll learn. Aspects of enlightenment. So here are some aspects. So 1, self-awareness and understanding. 2, knowledge and wisdom. 3, liberation from suffering. Ooh, that's heavy, girl.
Yeah.
There's a saying that suffering is optional.
Yeah.
When you're healing and processing and hurting and doing shadow work, that shit don't resonate. But when you get to this place of enlightenment, you can simply say, suffering is optional.
Right. It's because you're learning. It's like you're learning. It's like when you're, I don't know, when I was at so I can use it like this. When I was in my CDL school, I was taking in all this information, learning all this stuff, but it wasn't until I got myself in the car, I got myself in that semi-truck that I knew I could apply it to something. So a lot of times we'll be doing the work and we're like, I'm never gonna do this. This is useless.
You're never gonna use it.
I don't want to learn this. Yeah. I'm never gonna use it. But then when you're in that situation, you know where to apply it, you know how to use it, and you can see the value.
That's also a conscious choice because I, from my experience, I've dealt with individuals that were fully aware, had consciousness about their actions. And when the occasion arrives for them to do better, because when you know better, you do better, right? That's literally being authentic. That's literally it's an aspect of enlightenment. Okay, so they made the choice, a conscious choice, to not do the right thing. That you know what I'm saying, like girl,
that's when accountability has to hit. And I think we were saying it earlier where like there's a difference between empathy, sympathy, and healing, and just being plain old boo-boo the fool. Like there's a big difference. There's a big difference between like willingly like hitting your head. There's a big, and I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying it from a place of like I'm above. Me too. If I didn't do the work, I would still be that, excuse my French, that dumbass. And I'm looking around like, what happened?
But what happened? And let's get back to it. You know better, you do better. So if you choose not to do better, you a dumbass. Yeah. You're consciously choosing not to do better when you know better. Like that.
Yeah.
I have lost so much respect for mankind when I know people are making conscious decisions that affect their actions, affect people's lives. Down to, politics, down to religion, down to, there's so many, when it comes to like having lost respect for, I'm sorry, masculine, the feminine, for mankind in general. I've lost so much respect. Like, like respect is literally earned. Like you have to earn that shit, and people are doing a great job at losing it.
Yeah,
but demanding it, but you're not doing the work. Make it make sense.
I think I would like to think, and maybe this is an aspect of me putting my head in the clouds. I think sometimes things were put in place with good intentions, whether we want to think about like originally politics or stuff like that, although I don't necessarily agree with that. But I think that when we let individuals get a hold of it, then you start to see, and I know we shouldn't say good or bad people, but then you're gonna see who's good and who's bad. Because it's like when people are put with the opportunity to do good, many of times they're gonna show their ass of, oh, that's a solid person, or that person is an asshole.
Yeah. And a lot of people are choosing to be assholes because it's easier for them. They don't want to... learning that there's a problem, right? Holding space and learning that there's a problem means that you actually got to do the work to fix the problem. And people don't want to do the work to fix it. No. It's easier to just be like, oh, well, I did that. I'll live with it. I'll get my karma. I'll deal with it when it comes and blah, blah, blah. Instead of being a good human being, you know, a good humanitarian, a good person. It's sad.
I think it's an aspect of like learning. It's an aspect of habit. It's an aspect of, because I look at it like this. Doing the right thing, you don't just wake up and want to do the right, like, it's not just something where you're waking up and you're doing the right thing. It takes practice. It takes your conscience being developed to know, like, hey, that's not the right thing. But if you turn that off enough times, you won't hear it. You won't hear it at all. If you actively participate in negative things, that's what you're going to hear to get the green light to be doing fuckery. So to do the right thing is similar to like maybe how you would explain muscles. You're gonna have to fix your posture to do the shit correctly. Yeah, you're gonna have to then actively. Yeah. So a lot of people, I hate to say it, but it's a tall tale sign that you were just always doing the easy route of being an asshole.
Yeah. Some people, you know, girl, it's crazy because some people are comfortable at this point. Like, it's not even some people. A lot of people are really comfortable with that low vibrational label. Narcissism, manipulative, being a pervert, whatever that looks like. The people are starting to be comfortable with these labels, and living and breathing them and becoming those things. Like, that's what I am. When you got, that's what I am. That's how people see me. No, people don't see you like that. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. And you're choosing not to look at it. You're choosing not to pay attention to your actions. You're choosing not to, like, it's crazy. So being authentic. All right. So let's call it people are now being authentic. They're now living with their true selves.
That's probably the true form.
Their true form. They can't hide it no more. You're being exposed now because you have people with, like you and I, that come into these people's lives to make them look in the mirror. They have to look in the mirror and they make a conscious choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I have to pull this up. So liberation from suffering. Like I said, when you get to, and I think that you'll have multiple ego deaths in your journey of spirituality. You'll have multiple ego deaths and you'll feel enlightenment many times in different ways. I mean, it's all about perspective, like I said, right? But the true definition is what I'm speaking on and aspects of what that looks like. Okay, so you have a blueprint. Oh, what it should feel like, look like, you know what I'm saying? So for ethical living and compassion, come on. Inner peace and equanimity. That word, I'm gonna, like, inner peace and equanimity. It almost sounds like equality, right? Like living inner peace, and like it I guess it's referring to oneself. So inner peace and equanimity. When I'm saying this, I'm dead serious. Like, that's exactly what it says. Achieving a state of mental and emotional stability and peace regardless of the external circumstances.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I would say that's where I can say honestly that's where I'm at now. But I didn't get there without the work. But that's where I'm at now, where like I could literally wake up and be me at the most rawest form. And in a way where I'm not harming anyone, I'm not harming myself, and just living in a very liberated way, because I think, especially within our society and how we're brought up, whether it be your culture, your race, or anything, you're putting on a lot of shit that doesn't belong to you in the first place. And you're forced to carry that shit with you, whether it be what somebody told you were, or whether it be what somebody calls you as, or anything like that. A lot of that shit isn't even for you to take with you. So I had to learn that, and I had to get into a space that I am now where I can feel liberated, where I say everything that I am putting on, everything that I'm waking up doing is absolutely positively Amber.
Hey, I'm here for it. I am so here for it, girl. I can totally relate. So relatable. You know, the me being catapulted into this evolution, into evolving into this, you know, being so authentic, like you know, working my way out of the box. Every day I'm working my way out the box. It just doesn't happen overnight. I know I have full awareness, so full awareness, and every day I'm doing the work to work my way out the box and be authentic, and not caring about those seeds people planted in me at my most vulnerable times and moments. Those people genuinely their purpose was to try to destroy me, destroy my spirit, break me, and like you said, you know, we choose to be boo-boo the fool, if that's what you want to call it. I got the nerve to call people clowns, but then I was clowning around when I wasn't listening to my intuition and listening to my spirit team, and so I was also a clown as well. That's why I can call mofos a clown, because I know what a clown looks like. We all wore our red nose at one time. And that's the reason why I'm so like if you're a clown, you're a clown. Like, I've been there, done that. I've done some clown ass shit, like some things that were not for the greater good of Pearl, like. And it's not that I didn't know better, because I have a whole spirit team. I have intuition. I'm very intuitive, like. But because I'm also compassionate, empathetic, loving, caring, nurturing. I'm all these other things that also play a role in my decision making. I chose to be a clown.
I think a lot of it too. Usually the people that are like meant to like heal or help or you know, be of service, no matter what it looks like, them people that they didn't been through some shit. You hear me? But I think that, so when you're helping someone, you're aiding someone on their journey, you have so much humility. You have examples. And a lot of people, like you said, I remember like just a couple minutes ago before we started, you know, recording, you said, didn't nobody, you know, the reason why people was like, with the Jesus thing was like, Jesus walked, how did he say 40 days and 40 nights, and he didn't eat and all of this stuff. And you can listen to him because he actually experienced that stuff. You know what I mean? And so it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm speaking from a place like, doesn't matter your spirituality, doesn't matter your religion. You can look to somebody within those spaces that connect with you, where they had to go through some shit for people to be able to hear them. A lot of people, if they don't go through anything, don't nobody want to hear it. And that's the same thing when I was saying, like, I be telling my kids, because, you know, we game over here or whatever, And I joke around and I've been talking about like
whatever.
if the zombie, right. If the zombie apocalypse happens, I said I want to be surrounded by the people who can survive, not the person who's going to be crying in the corner, but some survivors, some people that been through something. Because I know like there's some survivors. It's a little jokey, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I do, but that all goes back to the place of doing the work, right? That's we all go back. I feel like every segment we have, every session we have, open dialogue, it always comes back to doing the work. Every one of them. It's like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get away. It's no getting away from it. You are your demise if you do not do the work. And people are going to be collateral damage in your life that you claim to love and care about if you don't do the work.
Or even in another sense where a lot of people that aren't for you, if you don't do the work, they're going to be harming you in the process, and that's not something you want. A lot of people can't, when we say this all the time, a lot of people, when you are in the healing journey, they can't go where you're going. They're just not, either A, they're not at the level, or B, they were out to harm you in the first place.
And God will remove them regardless. Like, it's not our decision at the end of the day.
No.
It really isn't. Even a lot of times we don't understand it. We're like, why? I don't understand. It's unnecessary. But that's just how it is. Like, they're not going with you. they're sorry to say, they're not going with you. And sometimes, and I have accountability that you try to, I too try to force relationships, friendships, because I'm that type of healer. I just want to be able to heal people and help people. And so now Pearl has this podcast. With her future wife.
Right.
And this is how we are extending our the olive branch. We're extending this nutrition and this substance, this open dialogue, and helping people, and enlightening people, and also healing and processing things ourselves. So this is it, guys, because I've done a lot of I've been disappointed a lot. So I feel like doing this actually is definitely, it's not for anybody else. It is for myself, because it helps me too, and in the hope of helping other people.
I just wanted to get to a healthy place of comfortability, and what I mean by like where I'm gonna thrive, like not forcing things that aren't meant for me, not forcing things that are gonna harm me. It's like this. I have little ass feet, y'all. And I'm using this as an example, and people be like, whatever. You're not gonna force a fucking small shoe on your foot. You're gonna be getting corns and bunions and funyuns and everything else. You don't wanna force the wrong people in your life, because you're gonna get the wrong results, And I'm making a little joke out of it, but still, you're gonna get the wrong results. Sometimes results you can't even fix.
Really, really, really. Like, it can be detrimental. It can be lethal. It is really a gamble. It is really a gamble. It really is a gamble. Like life or death. It's literally life or death.
In every sense of it.
We talked about ethical living and compassion, like self-awareness, knowledge, and wisdom. So the knowledge and wisdom stands out to me. When the whole Jesus analogy that we just used, Amber and I have open dialogue before we even started this podcast. That's our relationship, guys. That's aspects of our relationship. Let me say that. Wisdom and knowledge. When you are genuinely doing the work and you catapulted into isolation, doing the introspecting, doing the reflecting, doing the shadow work. I say shadow work like that because shadow work is some shit. Knowledge. Take time to learn yourself, learn oneself, learn one's patterns, learn knowledge, have knowledge about yourself, because you can gain knowledge about so many things outside of yourself. But I think the most valuable thing you should take with you here is learning oneself, having self-awareness, so you can get to this amazing point in your life of being authentic, genuinely being authentic. They got a lot of people out here perping, cosplaying authenticity, and I say that because I know. Right. I see it every day. I know these personally, bro, and I'm no one to judge, but I know. So there's a lot of cosplaying, there's a lot of perping, fraudulent energies. Oof. Listen, you got people that literally study the Bible back and forth, but ain't never been shit in their life. Where do you think wisdom comes from?
Right. Or don't have no relationship with whatever you're, aligned with. That's the weird part for me.
The whole analogy with the Jesus thing, like, I don't remember what got it. I know, I feel you on that, Riverside. The whole, I don't know what got us to that topic, because we talk so much. I don't know what got us to that topic about the Jesus thing. I think it would have to do with like leading or something like that. How you have leaders that never been through things, how you have never been through, has not experienced any, like, everybody's trials and tribulations are different, so I'm not diminishing people's experiences, but there are levels to this shit. There are levels to this shit. So, Jesus, using him as an analogy, he walked the desert for 40 days, 40 nights, no water, no food. He was tempted by the devil. Okay? He wanted to give up on his life. He did some introspecting, reflecting. This man knew what his purpose was here on this earth. He knew what his end was going to look like. And he spread the word. Right? He had the following that he had. He put in the work for that shit. He put in the work for that. But then you got wolf in sheep clothing. These people, this world is saturated with wolf in sheep clothing, bro. This world is saturated, so just please be mindful of who you choose as a role model, who you choose to learn from, who you choose to listen to. Even here at this Spiritually Sexy podcast, Go ahead.
Oh, I look at it like with the whole politics thing. That's the part where I find like that's why I don't really resonate with that. Simply because most politicians that you see out here making decisions for your family, making decisions for your home, but they're not doing the dirty work. And what I mean by they doing the dirty work, but not the dirty work.
They're doing the dirty work.
Right. As far as like you don't see them, really cleaning up for the society. You don't see them you don't see them, a lot of them are spoiled little rich kids. I hate to say it like that, but they're not in everybody's individual homes. They're not experiencing the struggles. They're not experiencing the highs, the lows. So it's easy to make a decision for somebody you ain't never spent no fucking time with. That's what makes politics so fucking creepy to me. You're allowing someone who's never met you, who don't give a fuck about you. I don't care which side you're on. It's really, in today's society, it's pretty out there to see that a lot of people don't, like, a lot of these people in these places, they don't give a fuck about you. And it's very hard for me to listen. Yeah, there's a lot of people where it's hard for me to listen to what they're saying, and one, you're not actively giving a fuck about what you're trying to say that you're about.
Yeah, they don't. They got other people writing their speech. They don't mean a word they damn say. But let's talk about it. We even got religion. You know, you got people reading from the book. They go home, they create this whole, it's crazy because it's almost like they spend time in the word to understand the word, and they try to like use it in their perspective and preach it to their congregation, but like
just to weaponize. Most of it is just to weaponize. Like,
but guess what? So
it's no different. Yeah.
Go ahead. Because everything I want to say is
I'm
just
sorry.
I don't feel aligned to say it right now. So go ahead. No, the things that I want to say, I don't feel aligned to say it. Like, I just, when it comes to like religion and weaponizing the word and stuff, I feel really strong and passionate about that. I just don't feel like right now is the time. So go ahead, Amber. What you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I think when we think about like how you said like the religion and stuff, it's no different than, like, I hate to say it, I'm not saying like you have all bad lawyers, but you'll have a lawyer defending somebody they know that is fucking guilty.
That's their job.
Like, fucking guilty as fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's the same thing with a lot of like religious aspects of like, you're still defending something that's very much wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that, you know, knowledge, wisdom, that's ethical living and compassion, inner peace, and that that word, girl, I can't pronounce shit. Okay.
It's okay.
Universal connection with oneself. I definitely am connected to myself. Like, I'm so connected. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm guys, like, I'm still in a box, okay? Because your girl doesn't want to be here. But, you know, with the circumstances, like, what's the one with the circumstances? The one where it says inner peace, okay? Inner peace, no, not that one. The one when I said circumstances, like having, still being enlightened, even with your circumstances, like, even though, like, I don't want to be here right now, like, here is not where I want to be. Oh God, there are so many things that I want to be doing right now, right? But there is purpose in everything, so I still have to like, just like find the enlightenment in it. But universal connection and oneself, I feel like this podcast has definitely created that universal connection for us, because we're speaking to everybody. Like, there's nobody in particular, certain group of people that we're targeting, or it's definitely universal connection. And like I said, it's definitely processing and healing for Amber and I. The when we started this podcast journey, it was definitely aspects of wanting to heal, wanting to process, like, and just have open dialogue. And that oneself and oneself connection and oneself. Yeah. I have gratitude in that today.
Yeah.
I do.
It gives you that like inner Jedi shit.
Yo, it's that harmony, that these aspects, everything that we're talking about, you know, like, it really is that spiritual harmony, you know, being authentic, being able to genuinely just say what the fuck I mean to say and mean what I say. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And say what I mean. Like, just, and not just saying, like, living it, breathing it. Like, I'm just there. That's where I'm at. And I'm not even capped. Right. I'm literally just climbing every day towards, you know, more and more enlightenment. Yeah. Illumination and insight. Damn, I feel like we always talk about, like I feel like every time we have a certain subject, topic, you know, aspects, we always cover that in everything we talk about. Yeah. I think that's insane. Illumination and insight. Yeah, that's enlightenment. That's aspects of enlightenment. Yeah,
it goes hand in hand.
Definitely.
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah, so unless you got something else you want to give to our viewers, we're gonna go ahead and shut this down because I feel like whatever I felt led to say, I said.
It's not there. It's
You
not
good?
there yet. Yeah, I'm
Not
okay. No, we have to let it just breathe this one out.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Spiritually Sexy Podcast with your girl Amber, Pearl and Amber. We love you guys. Please go over to the downloads, the weekly downloads. We got some stuff on there, you know, some stuff that's coming out into the opening, to the atmosphere. Amber and I just love to like let it out on our weekly downloads. So go over there, check out the weekly downloads. Remember, our podcast drops every Wednesday at 7 p.m. The download drop Fridays at 12 p.m. Now, our YouTube lives, we are going to cut back on those twice a month. See how that goes for us. Our trivia, the 2 truths and 1 lie, was really amazing. So we want to try to utilize that at least once a month. So we give you guys a chance to get these limited edition t-shirts. Every one of these t-shirts, sometimes they won't even be t-shirts. We'll see. Like Amber and I are putting our heads together. We're collabing. We're getting things going. And there's a lot of things going. Okay. So, but we want everybody to have access to this because we want you guys to rep the Spiritually Sexy Podcast proudly because you earned it.
Right.
But in order for you to actually win the trivia, you guys have to like really look at our content, engage with our content. You guys have to come and, you know, be a part of this YouTube community that we're creating here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Guys, we're really looking forward to some feedback. I believe we mentioned it. And I think our download, we mentioned it on our podcast, our last podcast. We want some feedback on what you guys think about the Spiritually Sexy. We're going to take what resonates with us and the rest, you know. But it's important. We want to know what our viewers think and what we can do moving in a healthy way. Yeah. Am I saying that right? Yeah. We want to be here for the viewers. We want to. Anything is enlightening to us. So there's nothing you can really say to trigger us at this point. Okay, it's more about perspective. We want to know your perspective. We want to know, you know, what it is that we can do differently or not change at all. We love you guys. Have a beautiful week, and see you soon.
That's my